Once there was an entrepreneur named Emma who wandered into a dusty bookstore. Actually, she went with a purpose. She'd been told there was a book that she just had to read to help her grow her business quickly and with less stress. But while she was in the store, something happened. You're probably wondering what happened next to Emma. That is the power of storytelling. It hooks you, it leaves you curious, and it makes you want to know more. Stories aren't just entertainment. They're the heartbeat of effective branding. They create emotional connections, they build trust, and they set your brand apart in a crowded market. Whether you're an artist, an entrepreneur, or a bit of both, your brand stories can be some of your greatest assets. If you've ever wondered why some brands just stick in your mind and others fade away, the reason is probably buried in a memorable story. And yes, commercials are stories. Today, I'm sharing 3 brand stories that you can tell to help you stand out in your niche, along with the story of a former White House staffer who left her career as a budget analyst to build her creative empire in the food industry. Cue that fancy intro music. It's time to unleash your star power and own your dreams without selling your soul. It's time for some creative freedom. I'm Lisa Robbin Young, and I'm a creative entrepreneur just like you. I'm also a business coach, helping people across the creative spectrum make great money doing what they love. If you're done with being the world's best kept secret and ready to shine like the star you are, creative freedom is for you. Let's get started. As we dive in, we've got a complete guide with 16 different brand stories that you can tell that not only capture attention, but also connect deeply with your audience and make a memorable impression in almost any situation. Just point your browser to creativefreedomshow.com, click the Rising Tide link, select Creative Freedom Show Season 8, Episode 9, and the guide is already waiting for you. We won't go through every story in this episode because well, that would make for a pretty long show. Instead, we'll focus on 3 of them here, and you can hit the rest on your own. If you'd like feedback, well, that's what the community is for. Share your stories inside the Rising Tide so that we can get to know you and so that you can get feedback as well. Stories power your brand. Building your brand isn't just about putting yourself out there. It's about shaping your reputation, showcasing your skills, sharing your values, and helping to build that all-powerful know, like, and trust factor with your audience. While it's true that we live in an era where more of your brand reputation is in the hands of the consumers, everything starts with you. So it makes sense to set the positive frame, as it were, right from the start. If people are going to be talking about you, then tell them what to talk about. Stories start conversation. They help you talk about what you do best and how you do it. You can talk about how you honed your craft or built your skills and what you stand for, as well as what you won't stand for. Your stories are your opportunity to present your brand the way you want to be seen before the world engages with it. And here's the weird thing about stories. The more we tell them, the more people begin to see them as the truth. It's called the validity effect, and it was first identified in 1977 by Temple University and Villanova University. One look at our political landscape today illustrates what I'm talking about. If politicians say a lie loud enough, long enough, people start to believe it. But it also works for true stories. Early in my online career, there was an internet marketer who told a story over and over and over and over and over again about how she got her start, and I still remember it. She wanted to go out with friends, but when she went to the ATM to take out some cash, she had less than $20 in the bank and couldn't. It was then that she decided she was done being a corporate cog and she was going to build her empire. Your stories make you memorable. So bang that drum. Tell them so much that you start to get tired of them. People need to hear them a number of times before they'll even hear them, if you know what I mean, let alone believe them. With more noise in the marketplace, it becomes even more important to be heard by the people who need you. Just the act of sharing your stories helps you become known for your expertise and making a real impact in your field. Storytelling connects you to your audience on an emotional level. By sharing your experiences, your challenges, and successes through stories, you make your message more memorable and more relatable. When you combine a strong personal brand with a reputation for delivering top-notch results, you not only attract opportunities and collaborations, but also grow your influence in a meaningful way. When you tell a story, you're creating a memorable experience that sticks. Ina Garten, the Barefoot Contessa, has a brand story built around her journey from a White House budget analyst to a culinary expert with a focus on comfort foods. When you hear Barefoot Contessa, you think either of the Ava Gardner film from the 1950s, or you think of Garten. It's not just her store or her cookbooks or her show, it's her brand. One of which could have been completely different if Garten hadn't kept the name of the store when she bought it. See, Garten wanted to leave the budget office because, in her words, quote, "it wasn't me at all," end quote. She found an ad for the specialty food store for sale and decided to visit the shop in West Hampton. She bought it, moved to New York, and worked grueling 12-hour days to get the business where she wanted it to be. After 3 years, she opened a new location, and the business continued to grow. Garten's store became popular with celebrities, it was featured in movies, and with all that acclaim, her brand reputation grew as well. And that's just the first chapter of the Barefoot Contessa. After 20 years, she sold the store but kept the brand, and ultimately parlayed that into a cookbook that was a sleeper hit. More than a dozen cookbooks later, Garten's Barefoot Contessa brand has secured contracts with Food Network, won an Emmy, and served the septuagenarian well into her retirement years. If you knew nothing about her before now, you've just heard a pretty compelling story. That's how brand stories can demonstrate your expertise in action and position you as a trusted authority in your field. You don't even need to be the one telling it. Stories have a unique ability to inspire action, whether it's motivating others to follow your lead or engage with your ideas. They show the highs and the lows of your journey, which builds trust and strengthens connections with your audience. Storytelling isn't just about captivating attention, although that's important too. It's about forging lasting connections and empowering others through shared experiences and compelling narratives. So where do you begin? How about at the beginning? One of my favorite brand stories is your origin story. How did you get to where you are today? How did it all begin? What was the catalyst or the trigger? And it doesn't have to be a rags to riches story like that internet marketer with less than $20 to her name. Garten began when she discovered her passion for cooking during a trip to France. That trip changed everything for her and set her on the path to becoming a renowned culinary artist. From your origins, you can expand your story by sharing the journey. Your personal journey showcases how you got to where you are today, highlighting those pivotal moments, the details that connect your brand to your audience on a human level and makes you more relatable. Big businesses have to work a lot harder at this, and that's why insurance companies have mascots. Insurance companies aren't very relatable, but a gecko, an emu, or a caveman with an attitude can be. So what's your origin story? What are the milestones along the way? Did you hit your goal the first time, or did you have to try again? Did you pivot? I've pivoted more than once in my career, and I'm about to do it again. I'll share more about that in our next episode. The second story you can tell, or set of stories to be more accurate, are your values stories. Values are the core of your brand's identity. When your values align with your audiences, you create a powerful connection that goes beyond the transaction. The reason you see so many people boycotting one company or another is because people care about things. And if you're not in alignment with the thing that they care about, they want to know so that they can avoid doing business with you. Now, I say that, and you're probably thinking, well, Lisa, why on earth would I want people to avoid doing business with me? Blink, 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 blink. Because you want to avoid doing business with them so that you can draw in more of your raving fans. You're only one person, and you can only do so much, serve so many, and be on for so long. All things being equal, wouldn't you prefer to work with people who adore you, that you also adore? Sharing your values deepens the emotional connection you create with your audience. It also helps build a community of like-minded folks who get you and like what you're about in the world. The Barefoot Contessa brand values comfort, simplicity, and elegance. Those values shine through in Garten's recipes and lifestyle. Her viewers resonate with these values, fostering a strong bond. And folks who aren't down with that, they keep on trucking. Garten knows she's not for everyone, and she doesn't try to be. To paraphrase Dr. Seuss, the people who matter don't mind, and the people who mind don't matter. And sharing your brand values helps everyone know where you stand and what you stand for. One of our highest values here at Creative Freedom HQ is freedom. So much so that it's in our name. Everything I do here is about defining and achieving success on your own terms. Building a noble empire and living an inspired life, having a business that works for how you're wired to work, own your dreams without selling your soul. It all ties back to freedom. Another of our values is excellence. Not perfection, but excellence. It's why we produce the show the way we do, with research and transcripts and audio recordings, as well as video content. I don't just turn the camera on and start yakking. Because let's be clear, I love a camera and I could yak all day. It's why each episode has a bonus downloadable to help you make faster progress. It's not perfect, but it's pretty damn good if I do say so myself. What are your values and how are you sharing those values with your audience? How does it show up when you're not talking about it? Is what you're wearing in alignment with your values? Is who you're working with in alignment with your values? If not, why not? Because your audience is watching and wants to know they're working with someone that lets them sleep easy at night. When you've got a sense of those stories, you can start to weave them together to make an even bigger impact. So your brand story is actually multiple brand stories. You blend your origin story, your personal journey, your values, and your unique voice into a compelling narrative that resonates with your audience. Garten weaves her journey, values, and personality into her show. Her easygoing, sophisticated style complements her brand story. This entire episode has been one big weaving of brand stories for me. You've learned about some of my values, you've seen them in action, you've heard some of my journey, which hopefully builds that powerful know, like, and trust factor with you, at least enough to want to, dig into another episode or even learn more about working with me. Who knows? Your brand story should reflect who you are and what you stand for, showcase your uniqueness, and give people a reason to want to go deeper into your world. I do okay with this, but I am not the world's greatest storyteller. That's why I hired a coach to help me tell better stories. A well-structured brand story captures attention right from the start. So begin with a captivating hook, lead with relatable challenges, and offer solutions that resonate with your viewers' aspirations. Engaging introductions, relatable struggles, and aspirational outcomes keep viewers hooked. Garten captivates her audience by sharing the promise of effortless elegance and comfort through her recipes. Her engaging style invites viewers to explore her recipes and her world. Once you've practiced your stories, and you should practice them, share them. Sharing your brand story strategically across platforms amplifies its impact. Customize the story to fit the format of each platform that you're using and ensure that the core message stays consistent. Garten shares her brand story across her cooking show, her cookbooks, and her social media. Each platform adapts her story to engage audiences differently. Here at Creative Freedom HQ, I tell the same stories on multiple platforms, but they're not always the same, if you know what I mean. Maybe I'll add an extra paragraph under the image on Instagram, or maybe I won't include a photo at all on Facebook. Maybe I'll keep it short on Blue Sky or Threads, but I'll make it longer in the show or on my blog. And maybe I'll include more insider details inside the Rising Tide community or in an onstage talk. The bones of the stories remain the same, but the window dressing will be different. Ready for more story inspiration? Well, pop on over to the Rising Tide and download the guidebook with 16 different brand stories that you can craft, rehearse, and start telling in the marketplace to bolster your brand, build your reputation, and have more people believing in the truth of just how awesome you are. Next time, we'll dig into the 9 signs that you've outgrown your brand. Remember, I said I'm getting ready to pivot. You'll see why in our next show. Be sure you're subscribed so that you'll be one of the first to see it. And until then, for more inspiration and education to help you unleash your star power and own your dreams without selling your soul, come see what's shaking over at creativefreedomshow.com. You know you want to.